morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. How are you doing? Welcome to the last day of June and the first week of July. Um, I don't know about you, but I am like really all in my feels lately. As you can tell, I've been just these waves of cry, tears, and everything coming over me. We do have Venus in her final moments in Taurus this week on the 4th. And then later in the day on the 4th, she enters Gemini, which is a beautiful, more freeing energy. It's easygoing. Oh gosh, when Venus is in Gemini on the 6th, she also sextiles Septune, Saturn and Neptune. I don't even have a voice. I did a 2-day event, so I am going to apologize if you cannot hear me well. I'm not having an easy time emoting or expressing or getting the sound out. When she enters Gemini, and then on the 6th, she sextiles Saturn and Neptune. Got that right. Both of them are in Aries. This is a great time over the weekend coming up to, I don't know, get yourself out there, express yourself creatively, um, pamper yourself. This is a beautiful energy to really find the love that has staying power. If you're looking for it, if you're not, maybe that's just with yourself, introducing some practices that make you feel good about yourself, feel good in your body. Um, but it's just the Gemini energy is all about the expression of that love, right? Of your essence is the word that I'm hearing. This is the month. July is the month of retrograde, so we have 4 more planets going retrograde this month. So I've already done a Mercury retrograde pre-shadow. I will dip into that. I don't know why I'm being really drawn to this Mercury retrograde to read on it. It just feels like, retrogrades are all about slowing down, going within to reflect and reassess some things. And where most of the time it can feel like things aren't moving forward, this one feels very active for me. I still haven't gotten a handle on it. It just feels like there's just a lot going on internally that's shifting our energy this time around in such a profound way. I'm not quite sure if that's Uranus being the final big hitter to change signs this month. When does Uranus enters Gemini on the 7th, so I will be talking about that next week. So, all right, when wants to come out? Rescue. It's a number 16 card, so 7 might be indicative for you. That's an interesting word to come out with this morning. This is not a time to look outside of yourselves for people, places, things to save you. This is about you going within and doing the work and being who you need to be to rescue yourself from whatever that is. Old mindsets, old patterns. Wow, that one flipped. I know you couldn't see it, but that one quickly turned in my deck. And we have the number 22, a master number with intention, setting very clear intentions. I feel like this is also a month of, we've been leading up to it. We've been doing a lot of the work of clearing out of our lives what we want, what we don't want, being very intentional about that, how we want to be treated. This it just feels like with these retrogrades, it's definitely going to be shining the light on that even more. And it's purposeful because there is a coming together of your tribe. We do have an 8 here, so 7 and 8. That's, we got a progressive number, progressive message coming in. This could be a time of July for me, the 7-7 portal is always indicative. Is that word again? I don't even know what it means. um, of twin flame unions, divine counterpart unions. Uh, so let's tap into that. Let's see what this week's energy wants to say to all of us. Just saw the Two of Cups, folks. And yeah, the Wheel of Fortune. So definitely some shifts in divine connections. Let's see if it's energetically or if it's energetically and physically. Let's see what the cards want to say. Yeah, something heavy is finishing up. I am feeling very heavy today. It's like my body is a burden to carry around today. But then again, I did have a 2-day event, which I've never done a 2-day vendor event. So we have the 7 of Cups. Doors opening up, options, illusions clearing. We've been going through that for sure already, with seeing things for what they truly are. 10 of Swords. Yeah, this is, wow, 2 10s and a 7. So 171, 711, 117. I could be seeing those numbers, that sequence, but definitely putting an end, like taking responsibility for only what's yours and not carrying anyone else's burden, choosing, making a better choice, making better choices in love. And I say that merely because the 7 of Cups is here. The Cups. Let's see what else. I just saw that. What was that? The World. Recycle. There's something here. Wow. Tower. Big shifts happening. In what, Spirit? In what? Wheel of Fortune. It did come out in the reverse, so it's like what wasn't moving before, it's moving now. I feel like you don't see this coming. I feel like this is an energetic that let me rephrase that, you do feel it, but you don't see it because there hasn't been any tangibility yet. I feel like this month is setting everyone up for, or at least this week alone, the first week of July is setting everyone up for a big win. I'm hearing. I like that. I'll take that. That was, who wouldn't? Yeah, energy's coming in very quickly. Could be messages. Could be anger. Whatever this tower is for you, or a collective energy, could spark a lot of anger. The World card is saying to me to stay grounded within your own body, with your own lane, within your own lane. This is, yeah, it's really, never noticed that before. She's got 2 generators in her hand. If you've seen them, the 2, sometimes they're often sold in pairs, the selenite wands, or the, what is that other crystal that are shaped in wands? No, it is. They're selenite generators. Thank you, Spirit. I'm seeing my friend who sells them, and I'm seeing her table at the fair that I went to a few weeks ago. They're selenite, but they're sold in pairs, so you can anchor in solidly and be balanced. There's something about that. Be balanced here, because collectively the energies are all popping off, right? I'm hearing there's going to be a lot of hot heads. Hot heads. Oh, I need a new notebook. I'm at the end of my notebook. Hot heads. being told to put a pin in that. So let's keep going. Next two cards here. Let's finish out this spread. Yeah, Four of Cups. I'm hearing there could be some self-blame. This is a time for forgiving yourself. There's the Venus and Taurus energy, which we are just closing out. The Empress, creatively expressing yourself. We've been talking about the rise of the divine feminine. Let's call her more the sacred feminine, because she's elevated from the divine feminine into the sacred feminine. You know, and you know that we've all got feminine and masculine energy, so this is the internal feminine energy. Really forgiving herself for some wishful thinking, I'm hearing. Taking responsibility for maybe waiting around for something or someone. Divine feminine, we'll use that. Spirit's changing things up on me, so the divine feminine, I'm going to refer to that as your internal feminine. Sacred feminine will be in terms of twin flame, divine counterpart. Gotta make a note of that, because that's a little new intel for me. Okay. Where we've been not allowing ourselves to release something, there's a release, whether that's a verbal release, a mental release, you know, tears, emotional. I'm going to suggest if you've got this anger, if you've got this something bubbling up and boiling up within you that's coming to the surface, write it down. Write about it, then burn it. Sometimes when we say, well, I'm not going to blow up at somebody, well, then we get in a situation and we're human, you know that, and it just comes right out of us, and we vomit all this negativity onto someone. That's our own. It's our own. It doesn't belong onto someone else, because you're just creating more karma there. If you need to have a conversation with someone, first get out all the anger, express it creatively. Like I said, write it down and burn it. That way, when you can have the conversation, if it needs to be a conversation, you can do that more in a more grounded state, in a more level-headed state. Let's take a look at these tens up here. We do have 10 of Wands, 10 of Swords, the 10 with the Wheel of Fortune, so 10, 10, 10. A lot of new beginnings, and if you have not done, if there's something you haven't released for that new beginning to come in, then this is the month to do it, or quite possibly this is the week to do it. So we do have the 4th of July in the United States this week, and I'm being shown fireworks. Make sure the only fireworks that are going off are the ones that you're seeing in the sky, and not what's coming out of you in connection with the situation or other people. So the 10 of Swords, I'm clarifying this with the 2 of Swords. Yes, stubborn, stagnant, not moving. Something you haven't moved on. You haven't wanted to make the decision, and it's gonna, for whatever reasons. Maybe, well, I've got the 5 of Pentacles in the reverse. Maybe it was a situation you felt like you were on the outside looking in. You're no longer putting baby in the corner. I'm hearing you're no longer allowing yourself to be on the outside looking in. Now it's time to create the world that you want. Yeah, we're ending this. We're ending this mental, and we could have a lot of mental things going on. We do have Mercury in its pre-shadow yesterday. So for the next 2 weeks, we are in Mercury's pre-shadow. Please, if you have to travel, just a lot of deep breaths, a lot of knowing and that anything is possible, anything can happen. Any kind of delays, you just take it with a grain of salt. Say, okay, I'm meant to be grounded for a reason. I'm meant to, have an extra, hour to hang out at the airport, for whatever reason. Maybe in that time you meet somebody who's like-minded. You strike up this conversation that just plants a lot of seeds within you, or you planting seeds within them. So use any kind of delays here with Mercury retrograde for your highest good. Keeping any kind of lower, I'm hearing basal energies like the anger and the frustration, keeping all of that at bay. So it's a great time to surrender, to open yourself up, to let things flow through. It can be a stressful time, so just because the energies can bring about that stressful energy, that intensity, doesn't mean you have to fall prey to it, especially if everyone else around you is doing that. You can be the calm in the storm. You can be the lighthouse, for others. So keep that in mind here. Talk to me, Spirit, about this tower. Ooh, and I just got chills down my body here. Talk to me about this tower. Just to note here, the middle row on my table here is all major arcanas. So if we're going to extend this message out to the entire month, the middle of the month is going to be explosive. We do have Uranus going into Gemini. Uranus is explosive. It's shock and awe. It's surprise. It's unexpected energies, events, conversations. But with the Wheel of Fortune here and the world on either side of this tower, this is moving all of us into a better world, a better cycle, something that puts us more in alignment with what we're here to do, what we're here to be, who we're here to be. I have clarifying a major arcana with another major arcana. Major awakenings coming up this month. Typically happens in July, but 2025 is a big year, as you know that, with all these planets changing signs. But this month, a lot of awakening, a lot of self-reckoning, reconciling with yourself. Like I said earlier, forgiving yourself for maybe holding on to a dream that the way that you envisioned it, it just needs that vision of it, that version of it needs to be released. It doesn't mean the dream has to be let go of completely. For some of us, yes, it does, because we're not in alignment and it's not in alignment with us anymore, or it's not in alignment with us yet. It needs to catch up with us. It's going to be different for every one of you, but for the most part, it's the version of the dream that we had, the vision of the dream that we had, that needs adjustment. Maybe we've got to grieve that version and open ourselves up, why not, to allow and set better, newer intentions, so things can flow and come together the way that they're, divinely, orchestrated to come together. That judgment needs, not the judgment. Interesting, I said the judgment because I just pulled it for the tower, but I was looking at this card, the rescue card. For some of us, this is going to be about saving ourselves from ourselves, old aspects of ourselves. Talk to me about this rescue. Why is rescue here? What does it want to say to me? Queen of Swords. There's setting the intentions. Be clear on what you want to come together. What do you want to bring together? What do you want to manifest? What do you want to see? How is your dream shifting? Something maybe possibly in 2024, because it's an 8 card and it was 2024 was an 8 year. Yes, something in 2024 happened. Something sparked in 2024, and I feel like you're getting clarity on that. That helps you move out of a situation or a mindset. Yeah, oh my, I just started twitching. Oh my god, you see it? Oh wow, so that's telling me. So there's something you're going to see very clearly. Wow. I can tell I haven't even had my coffee yet. I'm not even awake fully, but this message wanted to come through. Seeing something very clearly. Could be seeing yourself very clearly. Getting some answers. Could be seeing religion in a different light. Seeing a traditional connection, a marriage in a different light, a spouse in a different light. But just know that you are being divinely protected and guided through this. For someone in particular, you've got a grandfather who was a judge coming through that is bringing in some. It's like he's guiding you on in some sort of a legal matter. I've never gotten legal matter with the Hierophant before, but I am today. If not a judge per se, this is someone who had great authority in a community that people went to. I'm going back centuries here, so if you know your lineage, if you've done past life regression, this message will find you if it's yours. But that's very specific. I'm going to say one or two people. But for the rest of us, this is seeing, I'm going to say just seeing the truth of the world, man. Seeing the truth of what we have lived through, been told was the right path as, humanity. So that feels more like a collective outer world message, but I want to keep it in the micro here. There could be some clarity in a family situation, a marriage situation. Standing your ground, speaking your truth, not letting old traditions to dictate how you traverse these energies. Hold, please. Sorry about that. Yeah, let's take a look at this Knight of Swords. What are we at? Wow, we're already at 23 minutes. It felt like I was only sitting here for 10 minutes. Knight of Swords. Let's take it in with the Four of Cups, Spirit. Knight of Swords, Four of Cups. This might be a month to tell yourself the truth about a situation. Coming clean with yourself. King of Cups. Big heart openings right now. Currently, we are going through, especially when Venus is getting ready to transit into a new sign. We're feeling the energy of the emotions of the Taurian energy and moving forward. Just a shift is this could be a lot of just grief, feeling it in the heart space. What do you feel is missing in your life? What do you feel that you may have overlooked, not looked at, not giving yourself the opportunity to look at. Clearing that up, really clearing this past energy up, and taking a look at what the divine wants to bring in. So let's take a look at that. What does the divine want to bring in? We've got coming together. We've got the Empress here. It's a magician. For some of us, this is a solo journey. For others, you know, for everyone, this is about creating the life that you want. If you have had the question when you turn on this video of what am I missing? You're not missing anything. You have everything at your disposal, all the tools that you need. You've been given the knowledge. You've seen the truth. You know how to implement plans and intentions. You know how to emote maturely is how it's coming through. You know how to fill your own cup. Maybe the question should be, why am I not filling my own cup? If you're looking outward, you know, because that rescue card came through with, instead of outsourcing, looking outside of ourselves for what we desire, how can you receive that, give that to yourself, especially if you were initially thinking and believing that it needed to come from another place or another person or another situation. This is about being your own true sovereign being. Final messages here. Just going to leave it here. So don't be shocked if this week or this month you've got some things really shifting. Yeah, it's time for a new beginning. There's that Taurian, energy with the Pentacle, Page of Pentacles. You know, starting something new. And we've got the star that came out, that flew out over here, star with the Queen of Cups. So we do have some deep heart healing where maybe you weren't seeing eye to eye or heart to heart with somebody. Now there's an opportunity to have this healing come in. And it's like a healing balm just dropping over you and over your hearts. For some of you, if you've been in deep grief, this is an opportunity just to finish. I don't want to say finish. It's just to do more of that, because it's better to get it out than to hold it in, right? Healing of the heart, King of Pentacles, so we can walk forward. There, and again, more Taurian energy, with this Venus, Empress energy here as well. Male or female. For some of you, this is a very solid partner coming in. This could be someone who is husband material, a business partner material, but generally it's just being very grounded. I do want to make a note that was a note for myself coming into July and August is make sure you're spending wisely. There's something about, and it's funny because it was coming up in a few of the readings I've done over the weekend about watching the money this month. Not hoarding, but just being very frugal and very mindful and conscientious of how you're drawing financial abundance to you and how you're giving it out as well. Where is it going? Making sure that not only the bills are paid, but maybe helping, giving it out to somewhere where you normally wouldn't on a regular basis. It makes sense. Maybe a charity. Maybe somebody, maybe pay it forward in the line at we have Imprint Coffee here, and they have a drive-through. Maybe paying it forward and paying for everybody's, coffee behind you or whatever it is. I feel like I want to say that would be highly acknowledged by the universe, the reciprocity of how we're using our finances or our time and our energy, right? So that's just a little side note here, but it just feels like at least this first week of July is it's going to come with quite possibly some shocking revelations, of endings that have long have really gone past their expiration date. But it's there's a clearing of sorts going on here, because this is what we're meant to experience. This is what's coming in. We've got the world, the star, the wheel of fortune, and it coming together. If this is a twin flame union, then something needs to be healed internally. Something needs to be released internally. I'm very focused. Spirit's got me very focused. They want me to make sure that y'all know this is about here. It's not about the twin. It's not about the soulmate. It's not about anyone else outside of you, out you. It's about here. Seeing things clearly, seeing the heart space clearly, allowing it to grieve, allowing it to feel, allowing it to be joyful, allowing it to evolve, allowing it to shine. Okay? I'm going to leave it there. No final message, no final card. Interesting. So, thank you for joining me. Thank you for being here. We'll move forward together, right? If this resonates, great. If it doesn't, great. If it does, like, share, subscribe. If you're interested in a personal reading, I couldn't think of what I wanted to say here. The email will be in the description box below. Do reach out. My calendar is starting to fill up quicker this year than it has in past years, which I'm very blessed for. But let's get you on my books and get you a personal reading, all right? Have a beautiful day. Take care of yourself. Take care of your heart. Allow it to feel. Allow it to flow. Allow it to grieve, whatever it needs. I'm going to spend the day with my grandbabies at the beach before my oldest grandson, who turns 16 in 2 days, leaves for Europe. This situation is helping me to grieve. Some things that have absolutely nothing to do with him, but he's certainly opening my heart more and more, which he did when he was born. He is certainly my soul tribe, and I feel him very deeply. So I've asked this before, if you were a praying person, just send some protection energy around him and the group he's going with. Bring them all home safely. Okay? Thank you. I love you. Have a great day.